Hi there, I'm Adam Helfman with HireItDone.com. I'm a home improvement expert, and if you own a home, I might be one of your next best friends. Welcome to our winter survival program. We are on location today at Mann's Lumber in Canton. I want to say a special thanks to Chris and Doug Manns and their team for letting us use their showroom today. We all know when the weather gets cold, our houses start to change. Noises, cracks, leaks, and more start to appear, and as a homeowner, you need to know how to help your house survive the winter. We've got a few special home improvement experts on our show today who are going to offer you 3 tips that save you time and money and headaches with your house. Our first guest today is one of Hire It Done's pre-screened contractors, Arnie Goodman, the owner of American Standard Roofing. Hi, Arnie.
Adam, great to be here.
Okay, Arnie, we know the roof of your house can really take a beating during the winter and major damage can happen. What 3 tips do you have for our homeowners to minimize or avoid damage to their roofs this winter?
Adam, tip number 1, visual. Inspect your roof. When you go outside, take a look. Do you see tree branches up there? Do you see your gutter hanging? If you see that happening, you gotta call us, okay? Very important. We can do work in the wintertime. Tip number 2, if your gutters are frozen, get some calcium chloride in there. Keep those gutters free from ice. That'll let the water come off the roof. Very, very important for a good, happy wintertime roof. Tip number 3, okay, if you see shingles laying on your front lawn, guess what? Time to call us. Very important. Watch for debris falling off the roof. Watch for shingles coming off the roof. Sure signs that you need us out there to tell you what's going on.
Arnie, those are great tips. Thanks for sharing those with the audience.
Adam, a pleasure to be here.
Those were great tips Arnie Goodman shared for your roof. If you'd like to learn more about how to care for your roof and get a free inspection from American Standard Roofing, make sure you go to HireItDone.com. Welcome back to the HireItDone.com Winter Survival Show. Joining us is Frank Mastriani, president of Home Source Construction, to talk with us about how to care for the concrete around your home. Frank, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me here, Adam. Pleasure.
Frank, your company does amazing home renovations and additions and more. But today I'd like you to share your 3 best tips on how to care for concrete, which can take a real beating during winter months in and around your home.
Tip number 1, Adam, would have to be maintenance. Shoveling your driveway is very important. That's where most ice can freeze from when the snow, if it's not maintained properly. Tip number 2 would be use sand. If you want to de-ice, do not use salt because salt eats away at the driveway, and that's a big concern. A big investment like that, you don't want the driveway to be damaged from salt use. Tip number 3 would be maintain your steps. 90% of the accidents that happen in the wintertime happen from steps being frozen and ice.
Frank, thanks for sharing those 3 valuable tips for our homeowners today. Those were great tips Frank Mastriani shared for your concrete care and maintenance. If you'd like to learn more about how to care for your concrete and get a free inspection from Home Source Construction, make sure you go to HireItDone.com. I'm excited to have our next guest on the show, Brent Ramsey from Aaron's Restoration, to talk about how to avoid the dreaded water damage to your home from frozen pipes. Welcome to the show, Brent.
Thanks for having me, Adam.
Brent, your company is known for being experts in home damage restoration caused from fire, water, and storms. But today, I'd like you to share your 3 best tips on how to avoid frozen pipes and the proper insulation our homes should have.
Well, first of all, insulation is very important for most homeowners. It starts to get cold in the winter and they're thinking, where is it coming from and how can I stop it? Proper insulation in your attic, proper insulation in your walls around your basement bonds, probably the 3 key areas to add insulation to your home in the winter. Pipes bursting is another huge problem people have. A couple easy tips really, if you plan on leaving for an extended period of time, vacation of any kind, you really want to make sure you leave your home's temperature at about 56 degrees. By leaving it at that temperature, you can help prevent your pipes from freezing. And a lot of times you got to watch out for pipes that are in unconditioned areas of a home. If you have pipes in a crawl space or sometimes in an attic that's an unconditioned space, those can be very vulnerable areas. You want to make sure that you have those pipes insulated. You can call a company like us to come out and do it professionally, but your local hardware store will usually sell a real easy to install foam pipe insulation. Just make sure it's on there continuous and you shouldn't have a real problem.
Brent, what's a homeowner do once their pipes burst?
Well, the first thing you want to do is make sure you get to shut all the water off. You don't want any more water infiltrating the home, causing more damage. The next thing you want to do is get on the phone with a company like Aaron's Restoration so we can get out there and take care of the problem. A lot of 24-hour on-call restoration services are available. We can come out, we can assess the damage, where is it coming from, and then we can start to mitigate the damage before it gets worse. But doing any home improvement at all of any kind, from frozen pipes to insulation to caulking and sealing your home, when we do those things, we want to make sure that we spend our money wisely. The best bang for your buck really is air sealing and proper insulation. So we like to come in, do an audit, make sure people spend their money wisely, and then after all the home improvements are finished, come in and do an audit. That way they can see where they spent their money the right way.
Brent, thanks for sharing those 3 valuable tips for our homeowners.
Adam, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Those were 3 great tips Brent Ramsey shared for your home insulation and to avoid potential water damage. If you'd like to learn more about how to avoid or repair damage to your home and get a free consultation from Aaron's Restoration, make sure you go to hireitdone.com. Well, that's our winter survival show. I hope you learned a few valuable tips on how to help your home survive the winter months. And I'd like to share 3 of my own tips for you. Number 1, check references. Only use contractors with good references. Tip number 2, get it in writing and ask if there are any hidden costs. And tip number 3, confirm the contractor is licensed and insured. I'd like to thank our special guests, Arnie Goodman from American Standard Roofing, Frank Mastriani with Home Source Construction, and Brent Ramsey of Aaron's Restoration, and to Mann's Lumber in Canton, right here on Michigan Avenue, for providing our location today. Thanks for watching our show, and remember, if you're thinking about a home remodeling or improvement project, why not hire a professional to do the job right? Go to hireitdone.com and get a free quote for your job from My Pre-Screen Contractors. Let My Pre-Screen Contractors compete for your business. I'm Adam Helfman for hireitdone.com.